June 21st, 11:37 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Hey everyone, my name is Calvin, also known as Wormer, and this is Ace Attorney Justice for All. And we're still in a very, as it seems right now, it became kind of winnable, but still it's a very difficult court case. Not just for me as a player, but clearly for not only the defendant, but also for Mr. Wright as well. That was a close one. I know you were giving it all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. That's the thing, Maya's like getting this such a bad rap. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks. Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised to save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghost will come after you and haunt you. That's lovely. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Maya? Or Mia? Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. June 21st, 11:43 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 2. Oh, we're going straight into it. We're not even going to get like a bit of a backstory. We're going straight into it. Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of business. Oh, don't whip him. Stop whipping. I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Shit. Lotta Hart, like, I have a feeling that Lotta's gonna do a lot more good for us than bad. I have this feeling. Witness your name and occupation. Occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Like, it's perfectly fine. Like, you have to do what you have to do. I kind of like I think that's one of the things that like would always be very difficult as like a lawyer. Like, I'm not saying that like it's like the hardest job in the world, because it's hard, but like having to like deal with people that you know or have like a good rapport with, to me would be pretty freaking difficult. Name and occupation, she asked for. I declare. What in tarnation? Oh, she's like country. Hey judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine. That ain't fine. That's a whip. There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. No, let's all be one big happy family, okay? Oh, here we're going. We're going right into it. I guess we're in the midst. I love this so much, guys. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside on the door, and then bang! We hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for you reckon. Of course it did. Like, this is the problem with, like, and it's also people, like, who use big words, right? They use big words that they learned or whatever. They'll use a gigantic big word, and then they'll have to explain it, and then, like, it's like, you realize that you using that big word is not more efficient than just saying a long sentence that everyone will understand. It's the same here! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your pictures to the court. Oh, I'm worried about this. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. Here's the picture. Oh, fuck! No! We're in serious shit. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. A picture taken at the murder scene. Lotta's photo added to the court record. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Phoenix, even I'm kind of like, let's give up. I love the font. Only the doc and the defendant went into that channeling chamber. We might as well press. It's not gonna hurt us. Was it really only those two that went in? I'm asking a question. Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into that room. Hold on. We can't have the defense testify against its own client. I agree. Then shut her up for a second. Anyway, folks only know two of them went into the channeling chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness continue. We were waiting outside the door, then bang, we hear this gunshot. I wanna press everything. Was it really a gunshot? Stop it, please! Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why did you testify for the court, Mr. Finroy? Was it really a gunshot? Okay, this should be like... In any courtroom... excuse me. I'm assuming that this would be highly illegal. Like, you could not do this. Yes, I think it sounded something like a gunshot. And why are we listening to the defense testify? Yeah, like, I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I'll tell you, that was a gunshot here. I agree, it was a gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke down the door and we rushed into the room. So this, again, I know this happened as well. There's no point pressing it, I guess. Inside was the dead victim, the defendant waving a pistol around. Like, are you sure? Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. I think, like, I think leave her be because, like, honestly, like, she's... Like... The reason why I'm saying leave her be is because I think that maybe, like, pressing her a little bit harder might have a little worse consequences for us. Like, she might actually, like, describe Maya perfectly. But then if we press harder, I think I'm forgetting about, like, the supernatural aspects of this case as well. Like, everyone's fully acknowledged that there is some supernatural stuff going here. You know what? You only live once. Lotta, please think back to the day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? Oh, okay, so this was a good idea. Okay. I was murdered. Lotta, at a time like this, times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? She didn't recognize her. Of course, when you saw the murderer at that time. You couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct? Well, you see... Order! Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, sorry. Good, this shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered, well, of course, this is a good point as well. One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats. Again, I'm trapped. I'm trapped like one again. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Like, here's my thing. Really pretty face right now, Lotta. I love it. Like, the design of her is awesome. Hold it for a second. I have a problem with this part of the statement. Actually, the first time I read it, I had a problem with this part of the statement. Yeah, like you certain this. But that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about... behind the folding screen, behind the door, onto the flooring? I'm gonna go behind the folding screen. What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Rec given? Huh? What in the... Rec given, you know. You reckon? That's a given. It took me a good look around. Oh, she did. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What, you got a problem? Rec given. I mean, I'm having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as rec given. Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? Her story adds up. What's worse, I was there at the scene of the crime with her, and her story exactly as I would have told it. I would have, like, the behind the folding screen is, like, is something that, like, I don't, like, I thought that was, like, the ace in the hole, but, like, clearly, like, it's not. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, then bang, we hear a gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke in and rushed in. Inside, the dead victim was, and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Our story adds up. What worse is, yeah, like, we know this, like, again, like... Like, I don't think... Well, we didn't press all the statements. Let's press this as well. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down? Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma, I broke the door down, sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing, that was great, you're a real man. Oh really, that sounds like something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly, I'll take that as a good sign. Just as I thought, there is nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough! It seems as there are no more issues with Mrs. Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. If there's anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in that photo. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. We have nothing right now. I know this for a fact. Like check the court record for a second. We have nothing here that could prove that it's not Maya. At this moment in time, at the very least. Well, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough. Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it's quite obvious to the court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. I told you, totally, 100% impossible. Miss Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness? Having established the defendant's guilt further, questioning won't be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume? I couldn't protect Maya. Like, was there evidence I could have presented? Like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. The defense, it doesn't make sense to me. There was nothing we had. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Mia. Oh god, it's so creepy in a way. I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? Oh, that's weird. That's weirder than, like, taking over Maya's body. That's so weird. Her clothes are a bit small. Yeah, they are. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taking away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully, one more time, about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? What did we see? Dr. Gray. I was murdered. What? Lotta, at a time like this? Times like this is perfect for snapping up shots. So it's clear that Maya was not herself. I'm guessing it was the nurse. There's one final piece to this puzzle. Yeah? Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period. No, we have it something, I suppose. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, Wait, what? It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. And Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that? But, I mean, I have some place I must go after this. All right, I'll allow it. Mr. Hart, hurry and give us another testimony. Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See, you got through the judge. Got through the judge. I don't think it was actually me. I think it was Von Karma's whip. Yeah. Witness account part 2. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff, but I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections. Struggle all you like as the taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. Let's do this. Let's do this. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. Hold it. So what did she look like? You know, she looked almost like a different person. A different person? She may have seemed like a different person, however, she was still Maya Fey. You acknowledged earlier that people change. That Maya must have changed in her stature and her size. This idea that, like, she, you know, it was still Maya Fey in physicality almost, in the physical form. We've already made that point abundantly clear. Yes, that is true. Well, then, Miss Hart, do you happen to see anything else? I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. Wait 1 second. Okay, so she didn't take a good look at it. Then perhaps the body was not Dr. Gray's. No. If the body inside the room was not that of Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Well, what if it was that of Maya Fey after the channeling, or maybe... Foolish fool spouting foolishness, just as I expected of a foolish fool such as you. If that were the case, then that would mean that Maya Fey is in fact dead. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to say that. I was just trying to get more information, and that would make the defendant's chair quite a lonely place, wouldn't it? Sorry, Maya. Are y'all done yet? Can I continue? A really bad becomes blood and ghosts and stuff. How bad? And even knowing that, you still persist in being a paranormal photographer. That's why I'm getting out of this here business. This gal's gonna get the dirt on the stars and be a tabloid photographer from now on. She goes through jobs faster than a baby through diapers. Mr. Phoenix Wright, would it kill you to stay on topic for a change? Well, would it, Mr. Wright? Nice tag team in stereo. Guess I should be grateful it's not 5-on-1. Oh, 5.1. But I still managed to point my camera and take it. Okay. So we had, I'm really bad when it comes to this. Okay, and we're gonna press this as well. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots. She did take 2 shots, but only 1 has been submitted as evidence. Mister, I was wondering what the other thing was. I assumed they were gonna do it later. Where's the other picture you've been withholding? No, you've got it all wrong. It's not me. Sorry. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown the other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? The prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. Oh my god, the case should be thrown out. The case should be thrown out, like, right now. If the prosecutor told the witness to not show evidence, and that has been, like, proven at the very least, like, the case should be at least, like, postponed. Von Karma. Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence. She's grabbing her arm very tightly. Suppressing evidence like this, you're as bad as your father. Leave it to the judge. Confront Frank Caesar. So, like, if we leave it to the judge, he's not good. The judge ain't good. Like, no, the judge is, like, in her pocket. Like, or at least scared of her. Your Honor, the defense asked the prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. I agree. It's in contempt of court. You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair. Phoenix, Are you a lawyer or a school child? I'm sorry I lost my composure. Yeah, Phoenix, this is like a real problem. Miss Von Cobb, would you care to explain yourself to this court? I thought this picture was not important and thus felt no need to submit it, that's all. That's not an excuse. Hold her in contempt of court. How could you... The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble that it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Photo 2 added to the record. Okay. That's not the same shot. That's not Maya. That's not Maya. What? What is this picture? It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. I think it's important to point to you is the person in the picture. That is most definitely not Maya Fey. It's not. Yeah, that's not Maya Fey. You fucking ruined yourself, Von Karma. What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. You bet it is. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person's picture... It's not Maya! It's not Maya! Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in this picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face. Her whole body is taking a different appearance. Yes. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn, then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Order, order, order. Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did it. You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Anne Morgan's strawberry desserts. That sounds good. Take a look at the prosecutor Von Karma's face. She's smiling? I think you had better continue to worry Mr. Phoenix Wright. Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that? Your Honor, I would like you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center. Wait, what? This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant Maya Fey during the visit. Maya Fey, but... Isn't this a totally different person? She looks this way because she's obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. This screen looks awesome. Oh my god. But at the same time... You're helping me. This is gonna help me in the end, I think. We've acknowledged that, like, you're a different person when you're channeling a spirit. It's unbelievable that she can... Yet, it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may. Mia? Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that this picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to... You can't do that! You should be... You are a bad lawyer. This is official. She is a bad lawyer. She's a good, like, abuser and a person who can, manipulate people, but she's not a good lawyer. She's clearly not a good lawyer here. Like, that's not just me. This is she's not a good lawyer. From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this all became mine. This became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. That's supposed to be stricken from the record. The judge is supposed to... A good judge would not acknowledge that whatsoever and not put that into their mind as evidence. It would be stricken from the record. I don't have even a single witty line. It looks like we've been had. At this point, she would be thrown out. This whole case will be thrown out. Are you saying that this person is the defendant Maya Fey? If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that this person in this picture is not Maya Fey? I mean, like, we're gonna have to, right? We're gonna have to. Wait. Your Honor. Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see. This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now. A contradiction? So you think you spotted the problem with this picture, then earn your keep. Why don't you point out exactly what is so strange about this picture? There's no bullet hole. There's no fucking bullet hole. It was in which sleeve was it in? Was it in the right sleeve or the left sleeve? Was it which side was it on? That's the only thing I'm wrong. I guess like if we fail once we can do the other one, but there isn't anything odd about it. And that's exactly what's so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Miss Von Karma, you intend to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You will most certainly be assigned to a penalty for this. Alright, this should do some major damage to our argument. Don't celebrate yet. You'd like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. She's got a concept. She should be gone. She'd be held in contempt of court at this point. Jumping the gun again, I see, Your Honor. I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? And what? If the fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case. She is, yeah, openly. It's easy to see she's lying. That woman knew about everything, the bullet hole, this picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Franziska Von Karma idea of perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Yeah, it's a lying case. Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure the detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great... she's making me angry. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, a costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for the contradiction. The bullet hole was made later. The shooter is someone else. The picture is fake. I don't think the picture was fake. The shooter is someone else. The bullet hole was made later. This is not true either. This is the only logical one, I suppose. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can only be one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order, order, order. If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess. I fail to see how. Please enlighten us. Hey, witness. What the heck? Is that any way to ask Yael a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said there was only 2 of them when you entered the room. Well, you know. If you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis. You're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you... I swear I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Well, if the person in this picture is not a defendant, then this poses 2 very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right, now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. Yeah, how are we supposed to prove something like this? Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in your turn to turn things around even now? To turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix? So where did this intruder appear from? And where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at the situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left the room somehow? If I could prove that either one of us, or one of those conditions were true. Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the challenge chamber is... Oh my god, I almost pressed A.